IRCC being IRCC, what they did was that they updated the proof of funds requirement. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the proof of funds which is required for your express entry PR application. This requirement is applicable only to federal skilled workers and federal skilled trade categories who are applying, or rather who are submitting their applications in express entry. Canadian experience class does not need proof of funds, and people who have valid job offers or arranged employment, basically with LMIA, or people who have LMIA exempt jobs, they do not need to show any proof of funds. But for the rest of us, we need to show proof of funds. So what IRCC did was, suddenly out of the blues, they updated the proof of funds in the system. But the problem was, and that's where they became sneaky, that they did not tell anybody. They didn't tell anybody, right? So they made the change, but they didn't inform anybody. And what that did was that people's profiles became ineligible, because if they chose the exact amount as per the proof of funds, which was the old one, then the system identified them as having less amount of money in their accounts, and therefore it made their profiles ineligible. Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Kubeir. I'm a CICC licensed immigration consultant. I talk about Canadian immigration news, updates, things that you should do, you shouldn't do. That's what this channel is all about. And today I'm talking to you about this most recent update that IRCC made about the proof of funds. Let's take you there. This is the IRCC website. And on this website, let's go with this. First of all, this update was made, I'm just scrolling down right to the bottom of the page. You don't have to worry about the link. It's in the description box. The date it was modified was 2nd of May, which was yesterday. That is when they modified, or that's when they updated the proof of funds. That's when they told the whole world that's what happened. And in the proof of funds, and this is where it becomes funny. Here it says the update is that they have updated the proof of funds as of 25th of April. So basically they're saying the update must be done no later than April 25th. So they have made that as a condition that you should inform them about 25th of April, so that you should update your express entry profile with the new funds as of April 25. But hey, they informed everybody or the whole world only on 2nd of May. That's what IRCC is. So basically now the proof of funds have been updated. This actually happens every year. It's not that it's news. It's not that they've done it for the first time. They do it every single year. This is usually half of the LICO amount. LICO stands for low income cutoff. Each year that amount changes, and that's when they update it. So this year, this table shows you the minimum amount you need to immigrate to Canada as of 25th of April. And this is the amount of money you have to have in your account. So family of one, you need 13,757. Family of two needs 17,127. Family of three needs 21,055. Family of four needs 25,564, so on and so forth, and you can see the amount. In your express entry profile, if you still haven't done it, then you need to make sure that you update your proof of fund requirements in the personal details section of your express entry profile under the family member section. Under the family section, go ahead and update as per the family size, as per the number of people in your family. You need to make the changes to your proof of funds. If it is still showing 13,310 as per the old requirement, then your profile will become ineligible. You have to make sure that you have to update the amount equal to or more than this amount. Now, my recommendation usually is that you should update it to more than this amount always, so that you avoid these kind of situations that are happening. Because if your profile is going to become ineligible, it basically means you will lose your place in the express entry seniority. You know the tiebreaker that happens for the express entry draws. That is, it depends on when you have created your profile. So the older your profile, the seniority you have, and therefore you get an opportunity to get invited, even if your score gets impacted by the tiebreaker rule. But in this case, a lot of people's profile did the profiles became ineligible. People didn't know what the hell was happening. Only when we checked the express entry profiles did we realize that they have actually updated the proof of funds without even telling anybody. Then the question that comes from people is, so what if you have already submitted your application? So let me just clarify, because this becomes a very, very important question for everybody. If you have submitted your express entry profile, means you have received an ITA, you uploaded the documents, you have paid the fees to IRCC, and you now have an AOR, acknowledgement of receipt. you don't need to do anything at all. Okay. If you have received your ITA already, you already received your ITA. In your case, also you don't need to do anything, though there is a bit of confusion there as well. But IRCC has clarified, and this is IRCC's Twitter account. This is again announcing that we have updated the proof of funds table to show how much money you need to bring. Obviously, this was updated this morning. I mean, can you believe that, right? On 3rd of May, this is the Twitter account. But they have also now come back and said on the Twitter account, please note, if you have already received, if you've already invited to submit a PR application or have a PR application in progress, you do not need to show that you meet the updated proof of funds requirement. Means if you have received an ITA or if you've already submitted your PR application, you don't need to do anything additional. Means you don't need to get worried about this updated proof of fund requirement. You just have to just relax, provide your proof of funds as applicable to you as per the old requirement. However, my personal recommendation, personal suggestion, knowing IRCC the way they are, I would say that if you haven't submitted your application yet, just bump it up by a few $100s. That's the only difference. It's there, right? It's not going to make any difference. It's still your money. It's still in your account. Nobody's taking that money from you. So just bump up the amount by a few $100s as per the new requirement, so that you don't have any issues with the new immigration officer or an assistant or a program assistant who's just new, trying to figure out old requirement, new requirement, puts your application in review, and then it goes into the delayed processing. So just to avoid that hassle, I'm not saying your application will get rejected or something or refused. It's just to avoid that hassle. Just bump up your amount of funds anyways, and you can then submit your application. So this is basically the latest proof of funds requirement. Again, if you have already submitted your application, you have an AOR, you don't need to do anything. If you have ITA, you don't need to do anything as per IRCC, but my suggestion is bump up the funds. And if you haven't received an ITA, you most definitely have to update your proof of funds to the new amount. Otherwise, your profile will become ineligible. You will lose your spot in the queue. This will also apply to all provincial nominee programs because they all link their proof of fund requirements to IRCC, except for some PNP programs. For example, Atlantic provinces, they have different requirement for proof of funds. So that will also change eventually, I'm sure. But at this point of time, this is only for express entry. And also for PNPs, very quickly, they will also change their proof of funds requirement. So please keep an eye on that if you're submitting an application for PNP, to make sure you have sufficient funds as per the requirements. At this point of time, this is the most recent update for the proof of funds. That's all from me. I hope you will make the change so your profiles don't become ineligible. That's all. Take care, stay safe, and I shall see you later. Bye.